How's everybody doing? Tonight, we are going to be covering some more stuff with Alexa. We've got some guest speakers today. We're going to talk about their experiences building Alexa skills. This is System.Debug.
And normally there would be a bump track, but my phone messed up. So just remember how awesome that is and just play it back in your mind, and we'll put it in for the podcast.
Like that.
It's funny because you told me ahead of time, and I still left to the blank.
I know.
Like, oh.
So I just went ahead and, I filled the void, and we'll put it in between there and there, and I'll erase this part maybe. Who knows? Might be interesting. We might just keep it that way.
So before we get to all of our special guests this evening, we're going to quickly go over some of the events. As usual, you can always go out to Sharon Picks. There's a link in our description to get a big infographic of all the events that are coming up.
There might be.
Southeast Dreamin' is this week, Thursday and Friday. So if you haven't registered, please feel free to register. I'm not sure actually if it's open or no longer. It's still open, so you can still register. Otherwise, register at the door. We would love to see you. We're going to have Chris Duarte speaking. We're going to have lots of other speakers as well, so it should be a really great time. There's going to be a hackathon. There's going to be code consulting for those of you with a project.
Free code consult.
So if you're having problems with some code that you're working on, please come on down to Southeast Dreamin' and get in and talk to one of us at the table, or one of the other people that will be manning the table to.
It can be Salesforce code, Apex, Visual Force, JavaScript, anything you can bring. Just bring it, and we'll try to hack through it with you.
Yep. So there will also be a badge-a-thon for Trailhead with us. I think there's a running count. I think you can find that on the site as well. And I did mention the hackathon. Yeah, it's going to be Trailhead badges, trying to figure out how many badges we can get through the couple of days. So it should be a really, really good time. The event's going to be fantastic. Once again, stay tuned to all the other events that are coming up, such as Trailhead X, Midwest Dreamin', Witness Success, all of these great events. You can, once again, follow the link down in our description to the SharonPicks.com blog site, where they have all of the events for 2017. Most of them, I shouldn't say all of them. Next episode is going to be April 10th. We're going to be talking about interviewing as a developer. What you should ask, what's going to be asked.
What could be asked, yeah.
What to possibly even wear. So if you are struggling through interviews or just want to know some other tips and tricks that we've experienced in our time as developers, we'd love to share those with you. So tune in April 10th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 Central.
That one's going to be full of stuff. I guarantee it.
Oh, it'll be full.
Yeah,
it'll be a crammed episode. Totally. So please watch. And that's, once again, that'll be April 10th. So tonight, our main topic, we are going to be recapping Alexa since our previous episode. We're going to be going over with our guests here, their personal experiences with the Alexa app and building skills for it. So with me tonight, I've got
I had to say it.
Teddy Washira.
Hi.
I've got David Todd. And we have Joe Guerra remotely from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's waving in a corner there. You want to say hi, Joe? He said hi. At least mouthed it. So David is also actually the user group leader for the members of our user group, for the developer user group here in Atlanta. So he is the main co-leader here. So make sure to stop by, say hi to him. I believe he's going to be attending Southeast Dreamin' as well.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
So that'd be really exciting. Almost everybody on this side of the table, I believe, is going to be at Southeast Dreamin'. So please stop by, shake hands. We'll have stickers for System.Debug, and we'll hand them those too. They're good. They're good quality. I made sure of it.
Sticker man.
When do I get my sticker, Brian?
When you come down.
Oh, I gotta fly all the way down there to get a sticker.
To get a sticker. I'll mail you. I will personally mail you stickers, only because no one else can personally mail you the stickers.
There you go.
I can personally mail you stickers. I don't have your address, but I can personally mail you stickers.
I have your address. Oh, David's got a sticker.
Well, see, now that's just not fair. Y'all got stickers already. All right.
Sticker.
We'll be handing these out at Southeast Dreamin', so show up and get a sticker from us. We're also going to be walking around with Ryan Headley on camera, hoping to get some interviews. So any of you who want to come and talk to us, let us know. We'll get you out on camera as well. That'll be a lot of fun to talk about your Salesforce experiences. Nonetheless, back to our main topic tonight, Alexa. So you've all built your separate apps on Alexa, right?
Yeah.
Little bit about them. First off, Joe, the app you built, what would you say the number one app or skill that you have built for the Alexa? What was app? What would it?
The skill, Alexa skills.
Okay, so what skill for Alexa have you built that you've been most fond of with your microphone on?
Well, it looks like for whatever reason, we're not hearing him. So he's going to drop out. So can
We'll get back to him.
We'll bring him back
Joe,
and
where'd
go
you go,
on to
Joe?
the next app.
Right.
GPS,
So,
Joe.
let's get David.
All right. So the number one skill that I put on my Alexa is when I ask her, Alexa, who is the coolest person you know? And she says, why, Emmy, of course. That's my daughter.
That's always.
Every single time.
Every time. Why, Emmy, of
Daddy.
course.
That's
My
awesome.
4-year-old gets a kick out of that. So she actually likes to ask it.
I'd get a kick out of that. And you, Teddy?
Well, the one and only skill I've made in for Alexa actually updates my Twitter. So I call it Super Twitter. So I just say, Alexa, please update my Super Twitter, and it asks,
I'm not sure what you meant by that.
it asks me what I need to say, and I say it, and it tweets. So yeah, that's what I've done.
The problem
with
for Teddy
Alexa.
is that like whatever anybody says, it tweets. So if he
Yeah.
leaves it out on his desk,
Right.
Tweet anything.
It just picks up whatever
Alexa,
anybody says.
You need to put a
ask
code
Super
on that.
Twitter to tweet.
There was a problem. with the request
How do you do it, Teddy?
I can.
Do it.
Alexa, ask Super Twitter to send a new tweet.
There you go.
What would you like to tweet?
System.debug rocks.
Your Twitter has been successfully updated with a new tweet.
Nice.
Oh, this is cool.
Alexa,
So I should have updated.
So I want this. I want that app.
Yeah, you want that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
does
put a
it?
code on mine though, so because I don't want everybody to just use it. I'm gonna have to put a code. You have to put the right code in.
I want an Alexa skill that'll write to Teddy's Twitter too.
You could just take Teddy's.
I
Hard
might.
coded with all the information.
Yeah.
Does it let
so-
you mention people? Like, or would you have to say like @ and then a name or?
You
Yeah,
might be
you
able
would
to do
have
that.
to do that. I haven't
Okay.
built that kind of complexity into it yet.
Mhm.
So at the moment, it's just taking whatever you say to it and post it up.
So we got
That's-
Joe back. Joe,
that's
are we able to hear you again?
Joe, you gotta unmute yourself.
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yay! We got it.
Amazing.
You're here.
All right,
Welcome back,
technology. Awesome. Well, first, thanks for having me on the air. And the first Alexa skill that I built was actually part of a hackathon. There's a large organization that does online marketing and business support here in Charlotte. They're called Red Ventures, and they host an annual hackathon. I entered the hackathon with a few friends, and we entered the voice recognition category. And we built an Alexa skill that helps take the pain points out of meetings. The idea is that you walk into a conference room and you ask Alexa to start a meeting for you, and then it records who says what. So now if people are late, if people don't attend the meeting, or maybe they miss some of the key points, they get a transcript afterward. We also added some intents into the Alexa that serve as meeting reminders, like being short and to the point and being on time. And we built that all in 24 hours, which was really great.
Oh,
Wow,
I
that's
like
really
that.
exciting.
Yeah,
I want
actually
that.
I saw it working.
Yeah.
on Joe's desk.
That's cool.
The name of this product is called Echo Scribe. And what's good is that because it was at a hackathon, all of the code is open source. There's a GitHub repo, and we still, of course, have our Heroku that you can check out. So it's something that certainly our viewers and others can check out and try to set up themselves.
Well, we are so linking to that. Tell me you guys are linking to that in our description.
Yeah, can you please
we're
send us?
looking at
Yeah,
everything.
send us a link so that we can put that down in the description for our viewers, Joe. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, will do.
Yeah, and if you have a Twitter handle, give us that too, so we can make sure that we're all following you and that anybody listening to us will follow you as well.
Certainly.
Cool.
All right, so that was a little bit about the apps that they've built. Now, my question is, what was the inspiration behind it? Joe, yours was obviously a hackathon.
That's right.
Right.
The hackathon, and we did it, of course, as a learning experience because none of us had used Alexa before, and we said, hey, we should try this out for ourselves.
Yeah, it's amazing how easy it is, right, guys?
It's cool.
Yeah, it was
It's super easy.
15 minutes.
Teddy started today. So
I
He
started today.
wrote the Twitter app.
He wrote the Twitter ads.
That's cool.
Oh, nice. I have to admit, my Alexa is sitting in my shopping cart on my Amazon account. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
oh man.
I'm actually waiting till I have to order printer toner, which will be like in the next 3 or 4 days. So
You know, you can get that at Best Buy too.
yeah, I know, but that would require me having to get up and go to Best Buy.
Yeah,
and
as a
that's just-
kid.
What are you printing?
Pictures.
What am I
of kids'
printing?
Color.
Yeah. What
Actually-
are you printing?
It's actually from my wife's business. She does a lot of print stuff. So
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
BJ's over here. He uses the work printer to just print out things, and then he colors them and puts them on his walls and stuff.
I'm not
See,
terrible
trash
at coloring.
Absolute
So true.
trash.
He brings
after
in
all these
one
years, I
brand.
still can't
You
color.
seen them? Oh, dude, they're terrible. It's always the Salesforce cloud, and he always gets a blue all over the freaking place. It's ridiculous.
So skill wise, very easy, right?
Yes.
It takes almost like what level of programming knowledge would you say you have to have in order to, even if it was
Very basic.
following a tutorial?
Yeah, very, very, very basic, I would say.
It's just scripting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have any coding knowledge at all, you could whip something out. I mean, it's not going to be doing a whole lot unless it's connected to some API or something, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's really easy.
Hmm.
Especially if you're just writing something like, who's the coolest person you know? That's really easy.
Right.
Do
And,
that in like
and for a
15
lot of
minutes.
the fun facts ones, the ones that, like tell me a Pokemon fact or whatever have you,
Yeah,
those are simply just an array of strings
whatever have you.
with a math.random function.
yeah.
It's pretty outstanding.
So did you go through
Outstanding.
did you go through the space facts thing? Did you do that one?
Space facts?
Oh,
there's a-
in fact, I think
there's
that's
a-
the
It's
tutorial
a
I
tutorial,
used.
yeah,
Oh,
whole
there's
space
yeah.
facts that you can
Okay.
put your own space facts. So you can make up stuff. and just put
Yes.
it in.
Yeah.
That was
Just
a
throw it in there.
tutorial
That's really
I used
cool,
for
yeah.
Scold Your Kids.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's what you did. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so-
right. Amazon does a really good job of posting their GitHub repos that have about 10 of those starter skills. And for someone like me, who's a PM, who's not a developer, I know just enough to be dangerous. It was easy for me to get in there and follow those skills and those tutorials and then just kind of adjust them. They start you off really basic with hello world. Then they have a single give me a random fact. Then they have a question and answer. And then they start, of course, introducing more advanced stuff like slot types and APIs and connecting to a DynamoDB.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Ryan. So if you had one, I mean,
Yeah, I'm working on it. Like I said, it's in my cart. I just got to hit purchase.
He's gonna finally get it. He's gonna write his own Alexa skill, and he's gonna say, "We should do an episode on Alexa." We're gonna look at it.
I was gonna buy it last week, and then I had to take my admin certification on Wednesday, and I thought, you know what? And when I pass, I'll order it. And so I passed, and I still haven't ordered it yet. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
So for those of you who have written a skill, I'm sorry, Ryan. Okay, what would you say some of the frustrations of building your skill were? Let's start with David.
I think just trying to figure out what needs to go where, like they have their script, their JavaScript thing. What is it? What's it called?
the Lambda function.
Yeah. But they have their own, and they give you most of the stuff, like all the setups and everything.
Mhm.
It's like, they give you most of what you need, but I think just trying to figure out what needs to go where, just,
Yeah.
but I mean, then there's a lot of things that you could do or you can't, you can get into. I've only had mine a couple of weeks. I haven't really gotten that deep into it, but I mean, there's a lot of settings and things you could really get into doing a lot of things. So, I mean, just learning, it's just like learning anything else. It just takes a minute to ramp up,
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think overall it's going to be really easy for us to do a lot more cool
Oh,
things.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Teddy, what would you say some of your frustrations were when building the Twitter app?
Yeah, I'm just gonna add on to what David said, and I would say the documentation is very limited. So while you have many examples out there, and that's what really helps you to get there where you need to get, there's not documentation to show you like what are the specific calls to make and where. So it would be very nice if they had like a one place to get all the documentation you need.
Well,
So-
once we start figuring it all out, we could all talk to each other and
Right.
tell each other what we're, like anything, you get this giant list of things that you could put settings in on. Like, well, I don't know what this does, so let's try it out and find out.
Right.
I don't know,
Right.
we'll figure it out.
Joe, how about you? You said building that was your first skill on
Sure.
Alexa, and you had to figure it out kind of at the wall, huh?
That's right. So the challenge that we faced, of course, is that we only had 24 hours in the hackathon, and we probably bit off a little more than we could chew. We connected it to Heroku and used WebSockets and all this complicated stuff, so that it actually turned out that the skill part of it was the easy part of it. And some of the API calls, the developers who I work with, they understood that, but connecting all of the pieces together was the hard part. For me, because I'm not a developer, it was difficult for me to kind of take what I learned from those skills that come in that public GitHub repo and expand on them. To echo what Teddy said, I think that the Amazon documentation could be a little bit better. The GitHub repo that they put together, I think, was more helpful. But the thing that really tipped the scale for me in terms of learning Alexa skills and making a few of my own just in the house was a great resource called A Cloud Guru. And they have a number of Amazon certification classes. I think they're based in the UK or Australia. Really great resource for not too expensive. And that's what really tipped the scale for me to learn more and start really customizing those skills.
Yeah, they have a free one. So you can actually go to A Cloud Guru, sign up, and do the free Alexa skill tutorial, essentially. Even though it's free, it still has a good bit of information in there. And then if you like that, there's one that you can purchase. I think it's like 20 something bucks, right? It's like,
yeah, it's pretty inexpensive.
Cool. It's fairly cheap. It's like 15, 20 bucks, somewhere around there. And it their courses, I've already taken 1.5-ish. Brian Hubbard, our producer, has taken 1.5-ish, probably 2. And they're just jam-packed. There's so many hours worth of information in there.
Cool.
All video, there's code, there's everything that you could possibly need in there.
Very nice.
And what was this?
A Cloud Guru. A, then the word cloud, then the word guru.
Gotcha. In that order.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's acloud.guru. We'll post a link to it.
Is it an actual dot, not like system.debug? It's an
No, it's an actual
It's an actual
Yeah,
dot
it's an
guru.
actual dot. It's not system.debug.com. It's, acloud.guru.
So for those of you who've
Yeah.
missed it now, Ryan,
If anyone's missed it.
Ryan, what was that URL again?
acloud.guru.
Yeah.
And I almost added .com to the end of that.
.guru.com.au.
I almost added
So
.com.
lots of fantastic videos. Go out there, learn some
Tons of
cool
material.
stuff.
Yeah.
And as always, if you're creating something new, if you're getting inspiration from us or from wherever, we want to hear about it. It doesn't really matter what you're making. If it's a skill on Alexa, if it's something Salesforce
Anything
or
at
programming related, let us know what you're working on. We can get in touch and work together.
We'll show it off.
Absolutely. So now that we've kind of talked about some of the frustrations, we've talked about building your first skill. What would you say some of the limitations you've seen so far with Alexa are going to be? Where do you think it's going to get hampered in the long run?
Okay, what do you think?
So I think Alexa operates on a basis of command and responding to those commands.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, I think, it's pretty cool when you can command it to do things, but it's also, you're going to run into limits just because it's hard to maintain a context. And what I mean by this is to kind of have like a layered conversation where it kind of remembers what you were talking about five phrases ago and what is a general thing you're trying to do. So it's very focused on, here's a command, respond to this command by doing this. But,
Gotcha.
There is more.
Well,
that
setting that
you
up,
could
right? Because she
possibly be
asks you
able to
right
do.
now on your Twitter thing, right? She asks you, what would you like to say or something? Doesn't she say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she asks you a question and then you can respond. So, I mean, I don't know how many times you can do that.
Well,
You have her
technically,
keep
it's
asking you questions and you respond, and maybe you could build a whole.
You can
String of
build a
things.
conversation with
Yeah,
her,
whole
but
con-
like
yeah.
what
But to
Teddy's
his
saying
point,
is
it's very
you can't-
guided.
Yeah, it's a guided
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Right.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
and though you can
play
store
like
the
a-
variables in the session,
Yeah.
it's all session variables. So you can store them to your point of like, how long can you do it? How long, but really like for the amount of time that it takes to have this conversation, even for as long as it takes you to say, I love you, Mom, on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
You could have easily knocked that out. So for instance, the Twitter app would be one of those things where it's more novelty than it is like
Certainly
practical,
novelty.
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
I think to me, I think that's going to be one of the bigger issues going forward is what's novelty versus what's practical.
Mhm.
There's a lot of practical stuff I'm pretty sure you can do.
Oh,
Actually, there's
sure.
a lot of practical stuff I thought about doing with it.
Yeah.
You know, if you have something that you need to essentially like, not necessarily batch, but something that you need to do on like a weekly basis, right? Update a database, update a table. You know, you can do an Alexa skill for that
Okay.
pretty easily. If you need to kick off like a certain number of EC2s for 2 hours, you know, you can have Alexa do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can have Alexa do anything that you could do as a user inside of an AWS console, and you can say, "Oh yeah, I want to stand this thing up, and I want to put this thing down." So imagine, if you will, there was no such thing as elastic load balancer, so there's no load balancing, right? And all of a sudden you have a server and it's getting pounded, right? You could say, "Hey Alexa, turn up like 5 more servers," and there they go, you know, and clone it off of this one thing. There it goes. So if there wasn't a load balancer, you could essentially see your traffic and go, "Oh no," and then tell Alexa to do stuff like that.
Based on that point, a lot of it's more like the complicated, like if what you're trying to do is going to take a lot more.
If you have to have 3 screens in front of you to
Right.
do the thing that you're wanting to do, and having different databases talk to each other, pulling stuff into like an analytics database, even from another database, stuff like that. You can have her do that if it's not something that needs to be done on a hourly basis, you know, like, "Oh, I just want to kind of see my analytics today." Okay. Hey Alexa, pull my analytics into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it can bring it to Google Doc or whatever you want.
Yeah. Or even to your guys' point, Salesforce. Like, "Hey Alexa, bring all my data from my analytics table into Salesforce."
Mhm.
Oh, okay, I'll do that for you. And then it'll download it. Well, essentially download it, put it into a zip, and then send it up to your Salesforce. And then using what is that thing? When you can like push data from a CSV. What's that called?
Import.
Yeah, like I guess technically just an import.
Data loader?
Yeah, data loader.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what we were.
Yeah, I was like,
It
what
seemed
the
too
hell is
easy
that?
as an answer.
I just
What?
couldn't think of the name of it. Yeah, you can have it use like data loader. Any of the REST calls that you can use in Salesforce, you can have it do. Brian Hubbard did that with an account type thing where it makes accounts. You can have it make generic accounts, generic leads, so that you can fill them out later. Things like that.
Definitely work.
Yeah, I can totally see it getting more conversational with the whole, hey, Alexa, ask Salesforce to provide me this information. If it comes back within a given threshold, then she asks you a question. "Oh, well, I see that ticket hasn't been touched in 14 days. Would you like to send an update?" Yes. And then I'm assuming you can already do that. But to the other point of making it like contextually conversational, so you could say, "When did the Washington Redskins last win the Super Bowl?" "Oh, that was 1991. Who was their quarterback?" "Oh, that was Mark Rippon. What was the score?" You know what I mean? To be able to do that, because I don't think you can.
A little bit back.
A little bit back. Do we know how
sure
far
what
back?
the limit is?
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah,
that would be really cool. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, when I'm just surfing the web, I go down a rabbit hole. I could imagine getting in this actual conversation with Alexa, be like, "Oh, well, I didn't know about that. So how much does a blue whale weigh?" Okay,
Yeah. Like how many questions can you ask that are all related to each other in a string? I wonder about that. Yeah, because that's a limitation I would see.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Alexa, what is the temperature of the sun?
Different parts of the sun have different temperatures. The surface is around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 6,000 degrees Celsius, while the core is between 23 and 29 million degrees Fahrenheit, 13 to 16 million degrees Celsius.
What is its mass? Alexa, what is its mass?
Sorry, I don't have.
Nah, she didn't remember it. She didn't care.
bomb. Memory of a
you
goldfish.
can say
I've
stuff
done
like,
that before,
"Alexa,
though.
repeat,"
Yeah.
and
No, but
it'll
there
do
was-
it.
I forget what it was. There was something I was doing the other day, and I was asking her questions, and they all kind of went off of each other.
Gotcha.
It's
Cool.
probably
So I wonder if there's
asking about the sun or something, probably.
Yeah. Cool. I was just curious. Yeah, I would really like to get to the point where you are conversational with your virtual assistants. That would be,
Yes.
That's just awesome.
It's probably going to happen. It's got to. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the next evolution.
I'd like to hear
yes.
again from Joe. Joe, what do you think some of these limitations that are going to be?
Sure. So certainly one of the limitations is like you were just discussing, where Alexa is very good at receiving commands and then slots within those commands. So that's well known. The issue that I ran into with my team on the hackathon was that Alexa does not do the best job listening to long conversations, and it doesn't do a good job of recording those conversations either. Yes, they're recorded, but you can imagine Amazon keeps those pretty secure, right? So we couldn't actually get at what was being said. Now, what's said shows up on a card, and it's passed through the Alexa system. But as developers, we can't get at that information that's passed. So we actually took that as a limitation and had to work around, like, okay, we use Alexa, which is very good at commands, to initiate the recording process, but we used a different technology to actually record and transcribe the meeting.
Oh, okay.
I wonder
That's
if you
cool.
can get her to record a stream to an S3 bucket.
That would be a good weekend project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can hit it beforehand, so you can actually pass in external MP3s to Alexa
Yeah.
to do the diction, and you can talk to that, record off the MP3, and then send it at the same
And
time.
then send, yeah, I got you.
Were you able to hear that, Ryan?
I could tell somebody was talking, but it was
Say it again,
unclear.
Brian.
So maybe if we could repeat that, so
Oh,
when we
sorry.
go to
So
podcast.
you can send external MP3s and sound files to Alexa to have the Lex dictionary or Lex natural speech translate. So you can actually send the WAV file or MP3 to some sort of recorded thing. You can intercept it essentially. You don't have to use you have to use something besides Alexa. But you have to use like a phone or something. But you can send whatever you're recording to the Lex service and have it do the Alexa stuff.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you send it the whole MP3 file, and it does subsequent things. But
So what's next for your Alexa apps, guys? What are we gonna do next? Who else is gonna be the coolest person in the world?
Nice. Well, what I'd like to do, I haven't found it yet, is can I connect my Alexa to my Sirius radio account? I haven't found that yet. So maybe there's an API or something I can connect in and get my Sirius XM stations to play. I'd like to connect that. I'd like to do that, even if there's
I was
probably
gonna
an
say,
API. I'd like to be able to. I'd like to write that myself.
Certainly check out If This Then That. They may have some tools to help you connect.
just
Right.
talking
I was
about
talking
that.
to these guys about that earlier. So
Yeah.
that has all kinds of cool stuff on there. You don't have to write anything. You just got to plug your information in because it's already written. So if you don't want to write anything, you just want a whole bunch of cool stuff, go for that. Like I have a couple things, right now I just made one on ifttt.com that, if I lose my phone, I say, Alexa, find my phone, and it starts ringing. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That I think right there, that's an award-winning app. Alexa, find my phone.
And there's where you can have it turn it off a mute. Like if you actually muted your phone and it won't ring anyway, you can have it unmute and then ring. So that's kind of cool. I like
Wait.
that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that at our house. Definitely. I don't know how many times I have to have my
keys.
wife
Find
call.
my keys,
you could use the Tile,
Yeah.
and you can. I'm pretty sure Tile has a beeper on it.
And have
Yeah,
Alexa
Tile
call.
has a beeper. I had it. The tiles last about a year though.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't lose your keys for more than a year at a time, do you?
I don't know. I lose my keys all the time. All the
Just put a new-
time.
Just find them real quick and then put a new one on it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find
Yeah.
last time that you have to find them before you change the battery or change the tile. That's gonna be the hard one. But all the other times, probably gonna be all right.
I'm just gonna have it call RJ's phone.
You can do that.
Yeah,
Just
you can do that.
Every time.
I'll just block the number immediately.
So how about you, Teddy?
Come from random numbers.
What's next for your Alexa? Are you going to keep building on the Twitter app, or was it just kind of a proof of concept, move on?
Well, that started as a proof of concept, but I do want to improve upon it and just make it more robust. Also, I just want to connect to other social media APIs out there. I know Facebook has a API, Graph API. So I'd like to kind of provide that functionality if it's not already there, like update your status. But also, I really like APIs in general. So I'm very curious about what APIs I can use and connect Alexa to those APIs. Like one of the things I want to check out is.
I think I am disconnected here.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
No, you're not.
Okay.
You hear me good?
Sorry, it's breaking up on my end. I've either got a
Yeah.
child that's surfing YouTube upstairs, or Atlanta's really slow right now.
YouTubers. For
Yeah,
sure.
Go
I
ahead.
was.
Who uses
Yeah,
YouTube?
I was just saying how I love APIs and would like to connect Alexa to any number of useful APIs that exist out there. Like IBM provides a lot of their IBM Watson AI functionality.
Now that
on
would
APIs.
be cool to tie Alexa to
And, yeah,
Watson.
I would like to tie in Alexa to IBM Watson
You probably
and
could.
do some intelligent stuff with
See
it.
why
You know.
not. Yeah.
So that's something I'd like to look further into.
Salesforce just hooked up with Watson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They-
For Einstein, yeah.
Yeah.
They just reached a
Something
deal
about
just a few weeks ago. So
IBM,
that you can
yeah.
just connect to Salesforce. We are talking Salesforce, right? So
All right.
we were a little.
How about you, Joe? Is it because it was kind of a hackathon thing? Is it over, or is it?
It's not. I mean, it's something that I still play with. I like making my own little apps with like my favorite authors' quotes in it. And I'd like to explore the APIs, but I don't have so much knowledge of doing that. But the thing that I'm focused on recently is that Amazon just released German. So you can actually put your Space Geek, one of those tutorial skills, in German. So the other night I was trying to speak German to my Alexa and have it respond.
Do you speak German, Joe?
I don't, but because of the tools, that are built in to Alexa, you can, of course, have it play your intents and your commands, and then I would just repeat them, and it kind of was like I was speaking German.
Just call it his mom. Mom, I speak German.
I mean, it could be a good tool to learn how to speak.
No,
German.
actually, it would. Like, oh, that would be really cool. Like, if you called the Alexa intent and just said, teach me a phrase, and then it actually repeated it in English and then the German phrase or
Yeah,
the language phrase.
That would be cool. That would be very cool.
Yeah, and Alexa's, I mean, it's really uncharted. It has been out for a couple of years now, but there are only about 8,000 skills on the skill store, which I think is pretty low. So there's still a whole world of possibility that we can do. And my favorite part of Alexa is that it's one device that does many things. It's different than your iPhone or your Android, right, where you have an app for the weather and stocks and X and Y and Z. But with Alexa, you get that single device and single application that does many things. And I think that's what makes it really powerful, and that's what's going to make it pick up steam.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
skills that you guys have seen so far, what would you say that, not ones that you have personally produced, what has been your favorite skill to have in your Alexa? If you were going to say, oh, you have to get this. Has anyone downloaded a skill they didn't make?
Yeah.
I can start this off. So
There you go,
in Charlotte, there is an IoT meetup, and they're, of course, all about Alexa. And one of the things that I'm really interested that they're doing is they're using Alexa for people who are in wheelchairs and who have limited mobility. So they're able to use Alexa to get around, get entertainment, call for help if they need it. And I think that's like a really, of course, good humanitarian effort for Alexa. But it's the whole accessibility piece is I think really great.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That does sound pretty
I
cool.
love that stuff.
So I have, the first thing
Sorry,
that
go
I
ahead.
did with my Alexa, I have one of those hubs for the lights and stuff at my house. So the first thing I did was hook her up to that, so I could tell her to turn on the lights, turn them on and off. So I have like 6 lights in the front lights, the back lights, living room lights, and like I have them all on there. So I tell her to turn them all on, or turn one on, or turn.
Now you
whatever.
say this. Did you have your Alexa set up for that prior to that server crash, or where the guy had shut down all the servers or something?
Oh, I know what you're
In the
talking about.
Northeast, there was a couple of complaints where their smart home things that they were tied to the Alexa just didn't work all of a sudden. They couldn't turn off their kids. Because it was something like the power had gone out and then back on until by default all the lights turn on, and because the server was down,
they couldn't turn off.
The woman couldn't get her light to turn off in her kid's bedroom, who was sleeping at the time, and so she was like trying to running through the house screaming to shut everything off, but nothing would go off because the server was down.
That's funny.
You should have a backup, probably.
Or like a light switch.
Yeah.
Or light switch, or at the worst case scenario, a circuit breaker. Come on.
I
Pop it, done.
Up,
These
yeah,
people
turns
had
on.
light switches.
That's what happened.
Just
Who
telling
has
you what
light
I heard.
switches anymore.
Everybody.
I have a bud who also has his Alexa hooked up to his Hue lights, and I think that works out well for him when he has guests over and
Oh.
nice dates over. He can set the mood lighting.
Mood lighting, yes.
Yeah, set the
Alexa set to
mood.
50%, yes.
That'd be great. Just come in and like Alexa could tell that you're yelling, right? And so like you're yelling at your kids, and it turns all the lights red while you're yelling. Like I told you. And
Oh, just by decibel.
yeah, that would be awesome. I am writing that.
Alexa, I'm turning red.
Yeah. Alexa,
Let's-
turn the lights red. I'm about to scold my kids.
Just like you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You can turn it green.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh, come on, RJ. You come on.
He's just upset he didn't think of it first.
Said that I didn't think of a dad joke first.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually do want to get my Alexa here soon because I actually want to use it in a demo to a client we're trying to sell to. So I want to sit it down and be like, Alexa, tell me the blah 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 pipeline, and have it and just see the look on their face, see if it'll tell it.
Well, you should.
Well,
I plan on it. It's coming. RJ's laughing at me.
And if the Echo, Ryan, is too expensive for you, there's other options. You can do the Dot, which is running $50. If you're really technical, you can hook it up to your Raspberry Pi that you have lying around too.
Yep, I do have a Raspberry Pi upstairs right now. But yeah, it would be the Dot. It wouldn't be. I'm not going for the big guy. I'm just going for the little guy. I am indeed cheap. It's been said before, and I wear that badge of honor. So.
well, you always
Yeah.
also have the option of programming it directly through the Amazon developer.
Yeah, there's a tool called
Yeah.
I believe it's Echo Sim, which allows you to essentially simulate your Alexa. And then yes, of course, right in the Alexa Skill Kit developer console, you can use it,
it.
issue it commands.
Yep, and that's how Teddy was working on it today because he was having problems getting his Dot to connect to the Wi-Fi for a while.
Yeah.
And so he had to actually do almost all of his app building using Alexa or the actual developer console.
Yeah, I use
Oh,
simulation
cool.
the whole time to test it.
Cool.
And eventually, when I got my Alexa to connect to the Wi-Fi, I was able to use
But it really does the actual task, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Mhm.
pretending to do it. So I
Yeah.
could
You can
go
send
and
it in MP3.
I
You
could go
can
do a
record your
simulation
voice.
and just tell it to turn my lights off right now. My wife would go berserk, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, would.
You can log into your account right now.
This is actually something. If you're playing music through your Alexa, through your Echo Dot or whatever, in the Alexa app on your phone, it stores the playlist of recently played items. And if your kids are downstairs and you're upstairs and you're just bored, you can go to the Alexa app to the playlist of things that were previously played and just play a song, and then they can't turn it off. And so you just hit play, and then all of a sudden your kids are downstairs, Alexa, off! It's just like you're just laughing until you finally hit the pause button and from your phone. It's great.
Another thing too to keep in mind is if you have kids, a lot of the commands that they issue to Alexa will be stored as cards in your Alexa app. So while you're in the office and your kids are saying inappropriate things to Alexa, you can see that and then chat with them afterward.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm gonna need right there.
Is there a parental block on the thing that it won't give you like porn or anything like that?
I'm not sure. It does beep out certain swear words.
110111110.
Don't test it
We
out.
did find a website one time that was for the blind people. It was annotated pornography, so they told you it was verbal, like what
Told you what was going on?
It was great. Yeah.
See,
they're
I don't
like-
want that
they're
happening
like,
in my
"Oh,
house by
she's coming in
accident.
the room. She has large breasts."
So I want to take this time.
What is that website?
Bring this one back, Brian. Bring it back
All
quick.
right. So I very much want to thank everybody who was able to join us this evening,
Oh,
both
check it out.
watching from home, Joe, David, Todd, Teddy, Mwangi, I definitely, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who was able to attend this evening to share with us their experiences with the Alexa skill, for letting us know some of the hardships, some of the cool, fun things that they've been able to accomplish, how hard it is. It's not, we've all agreed, it's 15 minutes will get you up and running with at least something simple, even if it's just the space fact.
Something goofy,
Demo.
something simple.
Yep.
Yeah. You could throw the demo on there and just go with that, and then just start to tweak it as you go.
Yep.
Yeah, as you like play with it, just tweak the whole thing and like, oh, I want to make it say this, 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 this,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
this.
the space
and just
facts
run
thing
with it.
is like
Yeah.
really, just
So-
it just gives you random things. It's pretty cool.
That's right. And it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really easy. So you can follow us all on Twitter. Everybody that's been on this episode today, you can follow Ryan as usual at Life with Ryan. You can follow RJ, the infamous RJ. You can follow me, US Brian 28. You can follow Teddy at, what is it?
Teddy Cheesy.
Teddy Cheesy.
We'll link it. Yeah.
It'll be linked.
Yeah.
US
David?
Teddy 28.
That's
Nice.
US, bro.
No, mine is David Todd SF Dev.
That's right. And that'll also be linked. And Joe,
Yep, Joseph J. Guerra. We'll link it for you for the spelling.
that's
Yeah.
right. So you can find all those below. While you're down there, remember to click the subscribe button. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We put out a lot of really cool interviews on Facebook. Right now, I think one of our more popular videos that you should go check out is our interview with the CPO, Chief Product Officer of Map Anything. And he discusses how he feels about the merger
Old
between old Tom DiVittorio. But he discusses how he feels about the merger between Salesforce and IBM, as well as a couple of other questions about his experience, 10 years in Salesforce, working on the App Cloud. So follow us on Facebook, watch some of those interviews, subscribe to us on YouTube, and stay tuned to new videos every other week. Our next episode, April 10th. Make sure to tune in 7:30 Eastern Standard PM and 6:30 Central Time.
Central. There you
That's
go.
right. Ryan, thank you so much once again. I understand we're probably not going to have a bump out either.
I know.
Oh.
It'll be there for the podcast.
Somebody mouth it. Ryan, mouth it. Can you do it?
Ba-da-bum-bum-ba. I can't remember what that is. That sounded like it was McDonald's or some crap like that. I don't know. I would offer to go get the guitar, but then yeah.
Then you
But-
just make RJ's whole dream come true if you pulled one of those down
and just started
Is that
playing.
my dream?
that's right. Isn't it?
I guess so.
Well,
It's your one bucket
I'm very
list
flattered,
item.
RJ.
It's a wet dream, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, if your dream is to hear me play guitar, you need to dream much bigger, my friend. Much
Right.
bigger.
Trust me, it's a big dream.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys for having
Thank you for having us.
Have a great night.
Thanks for being here.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.